Hi everyone, welcome back to Melissa's Kitchen Table. Today I'm going to be making my version of Italian wedding soup. And to start, I have my Instant Pot and I put 10 cups of water. And I'm going to go ahead and put one large bone-in skin-on chicken breast. And this is still frozen, so I'm going to go ahead and put it in there. And put the cover on. And then over here, we're going to go ahead and put it on manual. We're going to put it on manual, high pressure. And then I'm going to put it up to 15 minutes because it's frozen. And then up here, you just want to make sure it's on sealing. Alright, so this, once it comes up to temperature and pressure, the 3 beeps, it means it's on. Once it comes up to pressure, it'll count down the 15 minutes, and then we'll be back and I'll show you what I do with the rest. Okay, so the chicken's all done. There's 10 cups of stock in there now. I started out with cold water, so there really wasn't much scum or anything in there. Whatever was in there, I picked off. I put the chicken in the fridge, so it'll cool down so I could shred that. And then we're gonna go ahead and make the meatballs to go in here. Now I used I have a half a pound of ground pork here. Of course you can use a mixture of beef and pork. I just happen to have some of this left over from a recipe the other day. So I just want to go ahead and finish using this. And I'm going to put 1 egg in. And then when I make my meatballs, I use oats instead of breadcrumbs, but that's just how I do it. You can use either one. I'm going to use some salt for taste and just a little garlic powder. So I'm going to go ahead and start with about a handful of oats, and this part is going to depend on, of course, how much meat you're using. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix all of that together. And if I need a little bit more binding, I'll go ahead and add some more, and I think I will. Alright, so 2 handfuls should be good. And you could also use turkey meat if you'd like. You can use whatever you want. You could use a mixture, a meatball mixture. You could even make this with pre-made meatballs if that's what you like. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and let this sit for a little bit. That'll soften the oats that are in here. And then I'm going to just wash my hands and be right back. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and I have a half onion I'm going to chop up. You could use a whole onion. This is what I had left over from the other day. I also have the Instant Pot on saute, so that way the stock that's in there is still hot. I want to keep it up to room temperature because I'm going to cook the whole soup in this. So we'll go ahead and cut this in a small dice. Doesn't need to be a fine dice, just small is good. And we'll go ahead and put that in the stock. And I have 3 carrots that I'm going to use. And again, this is all based on how much soup you're going to be making. And by the way, that is how I like to make stock. So a lot of times I'll usually do maybe 2 chicken breasts and I'll fill it with as much water as I can. And then I'll just jar it after. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get the carrots in, and I'm cutting mine into rings. You can go ahead and cut yours into dice or however you like it. Alright. I have to go get some celery. I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and use some frozen celery that I have. I'm running low on that, so hopefully there will be a sale on that soon. Alright, so I just throw that in. And now what we're going to do Here, let me clean this up and move you over. Alright, so I'm using a small cookie scooper. This is one of the smaller ones because in Italian wedding soup there are meatballs, but they're smaller meatballs. So I don't want them to be too big. So I'm going to go ahead, portion that out, and I'm going to roll mine, and I'm not going to pre-cook mine, I'm going to just go ahead and drop them right in the soup. Alright, so you just take a little scoopful and roll it into a ball. Just like that. And then drop it right in the soup. So I'm going to go ahead, roll up the rest of these, and be right back. Alright, so I went ahead, all the meatballs are in there. I just put a little salt in right now. You can see they're already starting to cook. So, the Instant Pot is pretty new for me. I'm going to be trying all the features on it, and this is just a little granulated garlic. I'm going to be trying all the features on it, and then I'm going to do a review video on how I like all of this. The only thing I probably won't do on it is the multigrain or porridge. But I'll be doing all the rest of them. So I'm going to try the soup one, the soup button on this. So what I'm going to do is go ahead, put the cover on this. Alright, so the cover's on. I went and hit off because I had it on saute for a minute. And then over here I'm going to hit the soup button. It automatically puts it on high pressure. And this doesn't need to go for 30 minutes, so I'm going to lower this. Probably 6 minutes. Everything in here is easily cooked. There's no large pieces or anything like that, and we're not cooking the meat. So I'm going to go ahead, try this out for 6 minutes. After 6 minutes, I'm going to release the steam. I got to put the valve on up top. After 6 minutes, I'm going to go ahead, release the steam, and see what it looks like, and we'll be back. Okay, so I let all the steam out of here, and what I ended up doing was over here, I shredded that large chicken breast. It's a lot of chicken. There's probably 2 cups of chicken meat. Then I went ahead and I threw in about a half a box of orzo. I left this on warm. It's been on for about 10-15 minutes now. As you can see, the meatballs are cooked really nicely. The carrots are done. The onions are done. Now, you could cook your pasta separate if you like. I know a lot of people do like to do that. But when I'm in a hurry and just trying to make a quick soup like this, I really don't care if the pasta's cooked separate or not. So the last thing I'm going to do, let me go grab it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add in a really big handful of spinach. Maybe a couple. And that'll melt right into the soup. So I'll probably leave this in here maybe, I don't know, a couple more minutes. And go ahead and eat it. Just want to make sure that pasta's nice and cooked. All of that'll melt right into there. But anyways, this is what it looks like. Tastes really good. You could always check yours for seasoning. And then the last thing I'm going to do is go ahead and dump in the chicken. And there you have it. Italian wedding soup in the Instant Pot. I really do love this thing so far, so see if all the other functions work good on it, and then we'll go ahead and do that video. Alright, so I hope you like this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!